back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. And today's pick a card reading is all about November and changes coming in love. We'll look into life as well, but particularly we're going to focus on love for November. So what changes are coming in for you? I want to welcome back my beautiful returning subscribers and thank you guys so much for your support of me and support of each other as well in the comment section. You guys are amazing and I have the best subscribers in the world. So thank you so much for being here and for coming back. And if you have found yourself here for the first time, please welcome. Join us. Grab yourself a cup of tea and some snacks and we'll have a chat because we are all friends when we gather at my table. So as I said, today's pick a card is all about November love predictions. We have 3 piles for you to choose from today. We have pile number 1 here with this beautiful sort of peachy, I don't know if it's a peony or what it is to be honest. Pile number 2 with this light pink flower. Pile number 3 with this poppy type pink flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be a message waiting for you from Spirit today. You can take a moment to pause the video and just don't overthink it, sink into your body, and whichever pile or multiple piles, you could be drawn to more than one, are calling your name at this time, and my timestamps are listed below. I'm going to take a moment right now to warn you about the spam that seems to be flooding all of these tarot channels lately. Not somebody, but multiple people, I'm sure, inundating all of these spam comments or all of your comments with these spam remarks about spellcasters and WhatsApp numbers. So please keep yourself safe. The Tarot Cottage is not affiliated in any way with WhatsApp at all. So please keep yourself safe out there. But I'm going to jump right into pile number 1's reading. And again, today's topic is November love predictions. Pile 1. Hello everybody, in pile number 1 you were drawn to this beautiful flower. It's like a peach, sort of peony, and this is your reading. November love predictions. What is happening in November for your love life? Maybe you're seeing someone and you want to know where it's going. Maybe you are single and you want to know if someone's coming in November. So what is happening for November, please? Already we have the 8 of Swords and the Knight of Wands here. So the Knight of Bows, the 8 of Swords. What is happening in love in November? Pile number 1, please. We have the 5 of Wands. It says empowerment. We have the 3 of Wands. It says fulfillment, which is a beautiful, ooh, we have heart fire, the 8 of Wands as well. A lot of fire for you, group 1, for November, which is good because it's getting colder out, so we need some of the heat. November love predictions, pile 1, please. We have the Page of Swords, the Wren. Back of the deck is the Page of Pentacles, this Lynx. I feel like, pile 1, that you perhaps have been a little bit restricted in love and maybe you're single at this time and you want to know when things are going to shift for you. I see communication coming in for you in November. It could even be online communication with someone. And it's really something that sort of sparks an excitement inside of you. And if you've been feeling kind of stuck or lackluster rather in love, I see things sort of taking a bit of a shift. If you are in school or in some type of formal education, maybe even online education, you could meet this person in that way. Let's clarify the Knight of Swords or Knight of Wands, please. Pile 1, November love predictions. We have here the Journey, the Death card. Yeah, big shifts for you. A big shift for you in November. The Magician. We have the Strength card. This person could definitely be a fire sign, particularly a Leo. You could also be the Leo here in this scenario, but sorry, I'm listening to my dog trying to scratch underneath the door. You could also be the Leo here, but we definitely have strong Leo energy. And it's, you can see underneath it says the Stag, and it just feels like a very young energy coming in with a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. We have the Star. And we have the Hierophant. Back of the deck is the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is about clarity. It says a breath of life. And I do feel like November is bringing in sort of a breath of fresh air for you, Group 1. There seems to be communication that opens up with somebody exciting. And this is something that has the potential to really turn things around for you when it comes to love. And it is something that for some, again, because I'm dealing with collective energy, it's hard to narrow down, specifics for specific people. But for somebody, this could even be the pathway that leads to commitment, that leads to ascension, that leads to growth. But either way, even if it doesn't lead to actual commitment in this connection, it's a rebirth that sort of sets you on a path towards your ascension in life, in love, in general, because we're going from this Page of Swords to the Hierophant in the future position, which is talking about sort of the student becoming the master, and sort of this beautiful evolution that happens because of the spark that happens in November for you in love. So I really like that. It's like a breath of fresh air. And again, the King of Swords is here in support of this Ace of Swords. So it's like this spark that leads to a lot of enlightenment, that leads to, you can even under here it says the Eight of Stones, skill. It's just sort of a path that sets us on a new course, because we're coming from a place potentially where we're feeling a little bit stuck. The Eight of Swords is about a prison that we sort of put ourselves in, that we're pigeonholed. We feel really nailed down in place. And underneath this card, it even says struggle. So we're struggling in love, but this breath of fresh air, this new beginning. Again, somebody young, exciting, somebody who doesn't necessarily promise forever, but it's like, that's okay. It's like, this is the type of person that's coming in that, I say this a lot with the Five of Wands, but I see it a lot in this reading, is like a young buck. Like, and here's the stag. It's like young bucks running in a field. It's like that type of exuberance. It's like, very young masculine energy coming in for you. And I feel like it's going to start with communication. You could communicate with this person online, but it's through all of this. It's through the excitement. It's through the not necessarily worrying about forever. That kind of sets you on this beautiful new course. Even at this pole, it says the pole star, that the Aquarius energy here, he's being led through the darkness on this new course, and he's no longer feeling this restriction, no longer feeling stuck and in place. So it's a really great shift that I feel like you're really needing as well. I feel like you're ready for this shift, you're ready for this change, and it's something that if you don't hesitate, if you don't overthink it, if you just kind of go with the flow here, it's like it's going to set you on a beautiful new course. But of course, Spirit is very adamant that these are your choices to make. They're not going to force you to go with the flow here. They're not going to force you onto this new course or this new adventure. But they want to sort of give you nudges in the right direction, because you are feeling kind of stuck. But this is a kind of a brand new course of action for you, Pile 1. November love for Pile 1. We have the Skull, and we have the Death card here as well, the Journey. And the Skull is about transitions, moving out of a transition of perhaps grief and loss and feeling stagnant and into something more. It's like you're letting go of an old cycle to embark upon a brand new cycle. So you may kind of be newly single, or, really thinking about being newly single in November, because there's a big shift coming in for you. I just spied the Family card, so that could resonate with someone who feels stuck in some type of situation that they may be severing at this time. I feel like the communication coming in for you in November as well is very sort of, and the energy and in general is very heated. It's very physical as well with this person. But it's exciting. And it challenges you to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone as well. We have here the Power card, Toni Morrison. This card, it kind of goes hand in hand with this Strength energy here with the Stag. Again, this challenge of sort of taming all of the fears inside of ourselves to push ourselves into a new situation, into a new relationship. And it feels very lighthearted, this relationship at the beginning. But as I said, for some, this is a new course that's leading you to ascension, that's leading you to an evolution in love. November love predictions for pile 1, please. We have here new love. A new person is going to stir your romantic interests. And it's somebody exciting. Somebody who is, I just saw pay attention to red flags because I feel like you're coming out of something that has your guard up. You're a little bit perhaps coming from a very jaded place when it comes to love. So you may see red flags because this person is unlike other experiences that you've had. We do have healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. This Eight of Swords is talking about these restrictions, and those restrictions have many faces when we're dealing with collective energy. So somebody could feel, as I said, stuck in some type of family situation that has prohibited them in the past or kept them feeling stagnant or stuck. There's a shift coming for you though, and it's about you freeing yourself because the shaman is here. It's about you overcoming this feeling of powerlessness that maybe has left you stuck in love, because even this five of bows says empowerment. The shaman is talking about taking back the power within us. You're freeing yourself. Says it's time to take back control of your life as you've maybe been tethering yourself in one place that you know is not meant for you for too long. So now there's a big shift coming in for you. Next in love in November, please. November love predictions, pile 1. We have faith here. Trust your faith in the situation. It's about transformation. All of the butterflies. There's fear associated when we see the Strength card, when we see the Five of Wands. There's fear associated with overcoming some of these obstacles, overcoming these challenges that we've experienced in love. But that's why Spirit doesn't want you to drag your feet when these new opportunities arise. Again, they're not going to force you through those gateways, but they want you to know that everything you've been through, that it puts you in this state that requires a new beginning, was meant for your ascension. It was meant to teach you something. It was meant to help you in the future towards similar situations, or to help you help others in similar situations as well. Back of the deck says, receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is a way to show love. And that's why Spirit wants you to take advantage of this opportunity. It's right on your doorstep. It's like what you've been waiting for, what you've been hoping for, and now it's knocking at your door is change. And sometimes we ask for something and then we're hesitant when we actually get it. We're hesitant to actually reach out and take what's being offered to us, even though we've wanted it deep down for a long time. So again, they won't force us, but they're asking us to kind of take risks here and take chances. Let's get a doorway card for you. For pile number 1, please. We say yes to this new adventure. Kiss the ground and touch the sky. Your soul is set now to leap and to fly, taking new opportunities that you thought, I feel like, were a distant dream. I just saw the distant dream card. It's like you thought that these new shifts and new beginnings would take longer to unfold. But that's what one leap of faith, that's the type of momentum that one little leap of faith can really create in our situation. And it's a cure for longing. Love is happiness, a spark inside. Live deliberately and choose boldly, and then you have arrived. So this Eight of Swords, this longing, this sadness, a loneliness, feeling stuck in a position, this is the cure for it. And it's like a new exciting, and you know what I just heard? I heard like Stella gets her groove back type of energy. So somebody really exciting coming in to shake things up for you. Back of the deck says sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain are fading as the sunlight burns. So it's about release. New shifts for you, pile 1. Very exciting. Let's get a charm bowl for you. If you're new to the channel, I always end each pile with a charm cast. So November love prediction. Oops, I missed it. Pile 1. Aquarius. You could be an Aquarius here. You could be dealing with a Leo though coming in. There's very strong fire. We have the Tower and the Three of Wands. So the Tower could be referring to the shakeup in your position. This feeling of stuckness. This feeling of being kind of nailed to the ground. It's like a permanent change coming in, permanent shift. And this is sort of epiphanies too that are coming in along with all of these shifts. It's like the longer you're involved with this new person coming in, the more confident you feel, the more powerful it makes you feel, the more capable you feel of continuing to move away from whatever was holding you back. The star is talking about a new path that you're on, and the need for healing, perhaps, that you have, the need for healing from things that you have experienced in the past. But it's also amounting to sort of this brand new beginning, this beautiful ascension. And the Hierophant, again, is a reminder to us about how some of the things we have experienced in the past are very much meant for us to learn and grow and overcome. That's usually the point of what we've experienced, is to forge our strengths. Let's get a charm bowl for you. Have here the Divine Feminine Shoe in motion. We have the letter Q. We have here the Cheshire Cat. So you could be dealing with somebody who has a very Cheshire Cat-like smile. This new person coming in is very charismatic. They feel very fiery, very exciting. And that's why maybe you have your guard up, because it's almost like they're too flirtatious or they're just too exciting. We have here the Chariot charm, this Pegasus in flight. It talks about making decisions, choices. And then when we make a choice, we have to leap into it, even if we're afraid. We also have you. We have the Tree of Life. I always think about family situations when I see that tree. We have Aquarius with the star. We have the Empty Heart. We have the Apple, hunger, excitement, adventure. I think about longing and I'm trying to be PG for YouTube, but very kind of physical things. We have love as well. And we have the little moon with the star. It's like we're doing something, we're pushing our boundaries and doing something afraid. All right, group number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates. If it did, I would love for you to comment in the comment section, even come back in the future and let me know if any of this transpired for you. Please leave me a comment and drop or hit your notification bell so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. And that's how I notify you, is through the comment section. You can also check out my account for Etsy for a personal reading, or for Instagram as well. But I hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care. Hello, everybody. In pile number 2, you were drawn to this light pink carnation type flower, and this is your reading. It's a November love prediction. What is happening for you in November? What changes are coming in? Who's coming forward in November? What changes are coming in for pile number 2 for November, please? We have here the Queen of Wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy. Changes in November. We have here the Knight of Wands. My goodness. The pile 1 had a very strong fire energy as well in November, so there may be a message waiting for you there as well. But let's see what's coming in for you, pile 2, in November. The Justice. November love predictions, these. We have the Ace of Cups. So you definitely have an opportunity, a doorway opening up for you in November, pile 2. And it's like something you deserve. Like, I feel like if you've been through the ringer or something when it comes to love, it's like it's your time here. Here's the Emperor, Divine Masculine energy. We also have the Ace of Wands. So this is something that's going to spark something new for you in November. It's this beautiful Justice card, has Libra energy, but it's also speaking of the gateway that's opening up for you, a new emotional beginning that's going to start kind of fiery and kind of exciting, and maybe not even, I feel like this person coming in for you is not someone you would expect to have a long-term connection with, or it's like it feels just exciting to start, and maybe that's where your intention is to keep it, but ultimately Spirit says it has the potential to evolve into much more than that. Let's clarify this Queen of Wands. November love, please. We have the Strength. Could be a Leo. You could be a Leo here. And it's like this person comes in aggressive. And I don't mean like physically aggressive, but like they're persistent, because she's wrestling this boar, which is a symbol of really strong masculine energy. So this person is confident, or in the very least, they feign that confidence with you. And it sort of lights this beautiful fire underneath you. It makes you feel really attractive. We have the Two of Swords. I feel like you may be indecisive about whether or not you should embark upon this adventure with this person, because it's like they seem maybe a little bit reckless, or they seem a little impulsive. You have the Five of Cups. And there could even be something from your past that does hold you back from wanting to really open yourself up emotionally to people. You know, this Five of Cups is talking about longing for the past and how that sometimes blocks opportunities for us when we're too focused on things that have happened in the past. And sometimes that can cloud our judgment when this opportunity comes up. And sometimes we can allow things from the past to truly create excuses for ourselves as to why maybe we shouldn't go after this opportunity, or why we should resist it. Because there's a sense here of perhaps you resisting it. But Spirit is really adamant here that this really could be a pathway that could lead to so much for you, to so much success. We have victory here with the Six of Wands, and we have the Tower, and we have the Devil as well. And the Nine of Cups showcasing itself. So let's clarify this Emperor. Thank you, Spirit. We also have the Temperance card. Back of the deck is the King of Swords. Definitely strong Libra energy. This person could be a Libra coming in. And we have the Hermit with the Seven of Wands. And again, there's still a sense with the Hermit energy here about you potentially being held back emotionally from this offer because of the past or because of somebody else. You can see in this Hermit, his light has gone out and he's sort of observing this amorous couple, and that's the obstacle. That's the obstacle here. But Spirit reminds us that, you know, time waits for no one, and these opportunities are going to pop up for us, and we're never usually ready for them when they do pop up. And that's what November is bringing in for you, is an opportunity to kind of release that past and to open our heart again. They're not asking you to leap into commitment. They feel like you're still reeling from an attachment from the past, even with the Tower here and the Devil. But the Tower reminds us, the Tower is also about epiphanies that come in. This offer, this Ace of Cups, is an offer that's coming in that has the potential to shift everything, including your perspective about the past. But we really have to tame insecurities and sometimes feign victory to walk through these pathways. The Spirit's not saying it's easy to give up feelings or hope for, or expectation for different connections from the past. It's not easy to heal and move on from this, but this pathway for you affords you that possibility. But just as we always say, these gateways open, but Spirit's not going to walk you through the doorway. They're going to walk with you if you choose to, but that has to be your choice. But what this has the capacity to kind of evolve into over time, because there's longevity with this person coming in November for you. There's longevity here as a possibility where there's, yes, they may seem young and reckless and exciting now, but they're going to evolve to this Emperor. They're going to evolve to this divine masculine energy, and that's over time the evolution that can happen right along with the healing with you. So it is actually a really valuable offer that Spirit just wants to make you aware of. But they see there are limitations with your heart and how much you want to risk it, I guess. And everything sort of is that risk, isn't it? It's not about not being fearful, it's about doing things afraid. But that's how we evolve. That's how we move forward from these old attachments. November love predictions, pile 2, please. We have the Moon. We also have the Snail showing itself as well. And what's interesting is that back of the deck is the book, and it's closed. And whenever I see the closed book, I think about somebody who's guarded. And I feel like you may be emotionally guarded, very much attracted to this person. And the fire between the two of you is very palpable. But I feel like emotionally you'll be very guarded. But that's when we feel these changes in ourselves, when we feel ourselves holding back from good opportunities, that's a beautiful opportunity for us to reflect upon why. And then during these reflections, that's when our insecurities come out. And when we can pinpoint our insecurities, that's when we are being called to sort of overcome those insecurities, to tame them, to push through them, not necessarily unafraid, but to do it sort of with our legs shaking. The Snail is talking about the longevity that could could come about because of this offer coming in November. And patience, with the Temperance, very similar energies here between the Snail and the Temperance. But what happens along that pathway is beautiful, because it's a beautiful healing. It's a healing to the insecurity. It's a healing to the feelings of loss. And at the end of that beautiful Temperance is a beautiful sunshine, which is joy and happiness, fulfillment. November love predictions, please. Pile number 2. We have a wedding. The situation involves marriage. And as I said, this, maybe you're detaching from an old union. Maybe you're detaching from an old commitment. Maybe that's what you're reeling from, and that's the loss that is very profound and very intense. But again, for some, there's this beautiful longevity that leads to security, that leads to commitment. This could be the one. You have already met the romantic partner you seek. We have flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others, because that's the energy that this Knight of Wands is bringing in. It's flirtatious, it's exciting, it's a hot energy. You know, it doesn't have the promise of forever in the beginning. It does, and I feel like that's okay for you, because this Queen of Wands is kind of lit up. She's enjoying herself, but it's a gateway that leads to this. So it's an evolution that maybe you're not expecting, but that brings everything full circle and actually affords us the ability to create a balance that isn't in store for us right this moment. Number 2, please. November love predictions. We have here forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. And that's what this is affording us. As I keep saying, it's allowing us victory over these insecurities. It's allowing epiphanies to come in that are changing, like life-changing. Changes our mindset completely. We also have having faith. Trust your faith in the situation, because it's all about transformation for you. And actually that card came out in pile number 1 as well. Sort of similar vibes, a little bit different, but similar. We have back of the deck, true love. This is the love of a lifetime. And you might be guarded. You may not expect that with this person's energy on the offset. The way that it begins feels very flirtatious, feels very heated and spontaneous. Love in November, please. We have a moment's joy, sand through the hourglass, yet time could stand still. A moment lasts forever in the bliss of the heart's will. And that is truly the energy of the King of Wands. He lives for the moment. And when we continuously live for the moment, all of a sudden, when we look back at our lives are this culmination of beautiful, exciting moments, because that's what we've held on to the entire time. The joy is truly in the journey here that really affords us all of the healing. And it all jump starts in November here with this offer coming in for you. So again, you won't be forced into it, but it's a beautiful opportunity. It's time to draw down that moon. There is the moon. And this card really speaks to me about, again, the reflections that are needed for us when we're faced with great offers that we know, we feel in our gut we should jump into. And we know that we should jump into it because it scares us a lot. And that fear is sometimes our evidence from our higher self that, you know, this is a checkpoint, this is an obstacle for us to overcome. We have the walkabout. You discover your path and sacred walkabout. The trees are your people, the earth is your tribe, the indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. We find our path, we find out who we are on this journey, on this sort of simulation that we're all a part of on sacred walkabout. That's where the joy is found. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 2. A charm bowl, please. November love predictions, pile 2. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Hermit. And we had the Hermit here, so Virgo energy could be you could be a Virgo or have Virgo in your chart. The Four of Cups is showing the apathy that you feel right this moment, perhaps in love in general. It's like that's maybe where you're feeling. It's like there's boredom. There's a sense of, you know, things aren't going to change. You have maybe a bit of loneliness. There's disappointment from past experiences. But This Ace of Pentacles reverse is even talking about stress, stress about, you know, starting new relationships. It's like, I don't know if I even want to bother. There's a type of like, do I even want to bother putting in that effort? But the Hermit is here to kind of ask us to not let go of that hope. The star is still in that lantern to guide our way. And the Four of Cups is sort of a dangerous energy to contend with, because if we think it's impossible to create change in our life, then oftentimes that becomes gospel, because then we won't recognize these offers. And we do have an offer coming in. For some of you, it may start in the realm of communication. It could be like an online flirtation that begins. That's not for everybody here involved, though. But that's why Spirit wants to warn you about what's coming in November, because they want you to be ready for it, so that you don't look at it with like a, maybe that offer isn't for me, or maybe it's not going to go anywhere. They say that this offer, even though it doesn't feel like on the offset that it could go somewhere, it definitely could go somewhere. It could go all the way. Pinch here. All right, in the bowl we have P and O. We have live your dream. We have a bunch of bananas. It could start as friendship. We have Leo energy and claiming our independence. We have the key, and the key is a symbol of, you know, unlocking our potential, releasing ourselves from prisons that bind us. We have the starfish, healing ourselves from perceived losses from the past. The Ace of Pentacles. Again, new offer coming in, or a communication. It could begin with communication for someone watching. We also have the stepping stones, because that's what this is affording us. Stepping stones out of feelings of perhaps loneliness and isolation, and perhaps even, again, for some here, to commitment to real stability here with a divine counterpart. All right, group number 2, that's what I have for you today, and I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of this family if you are not already, and drop me a comment below so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I also offer a chance to win a free mini read on Instagram on a monthly basis, so check me out there. And I offer private readings through my Etsy account, and the link is below. But I hope that you come back here to the Tarot Cottage for another day, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for coming. Hello everybody, in pile number 3, you were drawn to this beautiful pink poppy. I don't even know where to put it, it's so big. And this is your reading. November love predictions. What is coming? Who is coming? What changes are showing up for you in November in love? November love predictions. Pile number 3, please. We have here the 8 of Swords. November love prediction, pile number 3, please. We have the Sun. I like that transition from the 8 of Swords to the Sun. That's nice to see it going from a feeling of restriction and loss to perhaps better times on the way. November love predictions, please. Yes, we have the Ace of Cups here. It's coming out with the 10 of Pentacles as well. We have the 8 of Wands. We also have the 9 of Wands. Back of the deck is the 4 of Coins. A very strong, very strong similarities here to pile number 1, actually. So there may be a message waiting for you in pile 1 as well. I'm just going to put that on the side where it's a little bit out of the way. Let's clarify this row. November love predictions. November love predictions. We have the Devil. I'm sorry if you guys can hear kids talking outside the window. There's a bunch of kids out there today. November love predictions, please. Pile number 3, 5 of Swords. So it seems, pile number 3, that you are going to be sort of shaking yourself free from a negative attachment or some sort of restriction that you feel is in place. And we do see an offer coming in for you. We see an offer coming in that you may be a little bit hesitant to really jump into because of these restrictions from the past. The Five of Swords is really talking about you coming from extreme conflict as well. And so we see you really juggling this offer, juggling, you know, the potential here, because I feel like you really get excited about it. You really feel it. It's a huge contrast to what you've been dealing with, to what you're being offered here. And it has the capacity to sort of really take flight. We have the Death card. So it's all about rebirths and new beginnings here. This is what this can really afford you. This person coming in could be somebody that's going to come in with online communication first, and it could sort of really kind of get heated as well. And this person could really live perhaps not in the same city as you. It could be a long distance type of relationship at first. That's not for everybody. But it does feel like that is very prominent for someone watching, because it feels like there's almost like a frustration coming in. It's like I finally had this love offer. It's kind of really exciting, but there's a frustration, a hold up to actually getting a chance to truly be together. So it's going to take work to be able to sort of allow some of this passion to unfurl in a way. We have the Queen of Cups and the Strength card. Very strong Leo energy. That was a strong sort of energy coming through as well for pile number one. So again, very similar energies. We have the Queen of Cups on the back of the deck. So we have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio here. You could be this Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And what this really asks us to do when this offer comes in is to really tame all of these fears of loss, these insecurities, tame these fears inside so that we can put in the necessary effort here towards this opportunity, because Spirit says it's a really valuable opportunity. And it does feel like it sort of is a long distance situation at first, if I'm honest. It feels like a long distance situation. But this Nine of Wands is asking us to instead of being frustrated, to really apply strength to the situation and be willing to put in the effort towards the change and the rebirth that's knocking at our door here, because we definitely want to be away from this, and November's bringing in all sorts of opportunity for that. So let's clarify that Nine of Wands, please. We have here the Eight of Swords. And it feels like it's a frustrating situation, like you're coming from something frustrating, you get this great offer, you're really excited about it. It has the capacity to sort of allow us to build up a strong foundation towards so much, but then it feels like it's restrictive. It's like we have everything we want, but we have to wait because we live apart, or there are something that holds us apart from each other. It feels like distance. Which sometimes we will use little obstacles like this that pop up as sort of excuses to go running back, to a state of security, quote unquote, which are these comfort zones that we're coming from. But instead, Spirit's asking us to really push through, because this has the capacity to shift a lot. I just saw the Page of Wands. Yeah, this is a great opportunity for you. Page of Pentacles here to the Ten of Cups. This is an opportunity that can, again, has longevity to be able to build up to this Ten of Cups. Not just the Ten of Pentacles, which is security and financial abundance, which is great, but the Ten of Cups is what we're after. We're after emotional abundance. We're after fulfillment and happiness, and this is what this has the capacity to offer us. So it's going to show up for us unexpectedly in November. Definitely Leo energy here coming in. So perhaps this person is a Leo, or maybe you're resonating with that message. And we're going to be a little bit juggling with this offer, because again, it feels like there could be a long distance component to it, some sort of online component, and that may sort of intimidate us a little bit because of the challenges that lie within that situation. But that's what Spirit wants us to really open our minds to, open up our vulnerability to, is the possibility of actually pushing through the obstacle here, because 95% of people will hit those obstacles and go running backwards, but you are not the 95%. This is a valuable opportunity. They won't force you into it, of course. They will support you no matter what path you decide to take. But they say this is a valuable opportunity, not without its challenges, but a valuable opportunity. And it's allowing you to detach yourselves from things that have held you back, insecurities, fear. We have here the wings. Spirit wants you to look at this situation from a higher perspective, because on the offset of it, when you first have the offer come in, you're going to look at it and be like, well, should I bother with this situation because it is a long distance, or there's A, B, or C as this challenge within this connection. But they say that nothing ventured, nothing gained. To look at things from a higher perspective. We have here the braid. The braid encourages us to overcome the opinions of others in the situation. So other people may have their opinions on the challenges that lie within this opportunity. But again, this is your experience. And other people who are judging you are just deflecting from their own internal revelations, internal reflections that they need to make. So if they have time to judge you, they have time to do those internal reflections. So the situation is going to challenge you in a lot of different ways, but it also has this path to afford you to this fulfillment, this happiness, this 10 of Cups energy, and that's beautiful. November love predictions, please. We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life, and we have the devil here. So the devil is very strong Capricorn energy. You could be sort of trying to break free from the binds of a past relationship that has left you feeling stuck and stagnant here. We have deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. Surviving the opinions of others, taking off our masks, seeing things clearly, because this Eight of Swords really talks about feeling stuck in a prison. It's like being a prison of our own design. And sometimes we can get so sort of addicted to energies, people, situations that are not good for us. But it becomes almost an addiction because we become this obsession over it. So it's about releasing those binds here. And it's time to let go of control issues and allow the situation to unfold naturally. Don't hold back because of little obstacles that show up for you, but to allow this to unfold. Allow this Eight of Wands to carry you, this bird of change to carry you into new beginnings, into rebirth, because that's what the Death card is all about. This opportunity is one that can really, maybe it's intimidating because change is scary, but it's an opportunity to change things, because nothing changes if nothing changes. November love predictions, please. Consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. And we also have here, love is all around you. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. And it's about, truly for me, I'm really feeling this sense of gratitude for the present moment and gratitude for the offers that come in, staying present in that present moment, because that is the flower bed of change. That's what we're feeding energy and seeds into for change. Back of the deck says, demonstrate love. Find out what is important to those you love and act on it. Acting upon the offer that's sitting in front of you. Because again, Spirit says we're not going to force you through that opportunity. We're not going to, when we give gifts, we don't force you to take them. Future love predictions for November for pile 3, please. Three-eyed raven, as sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out with news. Prepare for the unexpected. This new beginning, it's not something you, again, this is somebody coming in that you didn't expect. You didn't expect to maybe even fall for someone like this, ultimately. But that's what's so beautiful about life, is that it never goes the way that we kind of planned it. We can make plans, and that's great to have, you know, goals and focal points, but to expect detours, because the joy is in the journey. And we have the Odyssey. Take in the beauty of the country lands and botany and explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. Let go of those control issues that the Romance Oracle was talking about. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. We even have the Sacred Lotus, because it's you blooming. It's things shifting. It's a rebirth for you. After feeling really stuck, it's about you expanding, and that's beautiful. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. A charm bowl, please, for pile 3. November love predictions. I'm so sorry about those kids outside. I don't want to yell at them, because to be honest, a couple of them are my kids. So We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed, we have the Empress, and we have the Sun reversed. So the Ace of Pentacles reversed is this stress. I feel like it's not, I don't want to say that this relationship that starts in November for you, pile 3, is stressful, but I feel like because it's shifting and change, because change is scary, and maybe you have a bit of, like me, I'm like this. I get anxious really easily, even when it's something good. Even if change is good, like even when I got our new dog a couple of years ago, I was so stressed out the whole time. And it's because it's like, be careful what you wish for. We want change, but now it's knocking on your doorstep. The Empress is here to remind you who you are and that you deserve these new beginnings, and you deserve shifts and changes. She's also a symbol of motherhood, so there could be children involved in your situation, so please take that as it resonates. The Sun, again, very strong Leo energy. It could be a Leo coming in for you, but it's in the reverse position because I feel like there is a delay in getting everything you want here because of some type of geographical separation of some kind, or there's some sort of limitation that we have to put effort into to create the life that we want with this person. So I feel like there's a bit of a long distance situation here, but Spirit says that, you know, great love is worth the steps we are guided to take. So a bit of a delay in that happiness, but definitely worth the effort. We have here M and R and O and I and V. We also have a little Sheltie dog, and we also have the pumpkin October. So maybe you're already starting to talk to this person if you're talking to them online in the tail end of October here. But here is the Hierophant steps, which is talking about the ascension that this connection, this new opportunity, could afford you when we look at things from a higher perspective and kind of shake off some of the binds and restrictions that we put upon ourselves and on situations, especially the opinions of others. Other people might have opinions on this situation. We also have the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is about enlightenment and truth, and epiphanies that come in when we overcome the challenges ahead of us. All right, group number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonated with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story in the comments section, even if you have to come back after November to let me know if this resonated with you. And I wish you so much luck in November. It looks like there's going to be some really exciting changes for everybody. All 3 piles today have exciting changes coming in November in love. You can check out my Instagram account below and my Etsy account for a personal reading. But I really hope that you come back here for another day at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.